Big fundraising news from the Democratic primary campaign. I wish we didn't have to talk about this. I wish that we had a more logical campaign finance system where this didn't matter. But the reality is fundraising does matter. And there have been real questions raised about Bernie Sanders' ability and willingness to fundraise. Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign did raise more money than Bernie Sanders during the third quarter of 2015, but not by much at all. Hillary Clinton raised $28 million between July and September of this year. This is huge for her. It does fall short of the $47 million she raised in the prior quarter, but she's still well on track to raise $100 million for the year. Bernie Sanders, right behind her, raising $25 million to Hillary's 28 during the third quarter of 2015. And the question now becomes, Lewis, not whether Bernie Sanders has the ability to raise the money, but whether he has the ability to use the money effectively, because cash on hand is a separate number. Ben Carson, for example, raised a ton of money, but there's every indication that he spent a lot of money to raise that money. If you, for example, do direct mail is considered very expensive. You might spend $10 million raising who knows how many millions. So cash on hand still favors Hillary Clinton. It is perceived, but Bernie Sanders' ability to raise money is very clearly evident in the third quarter numbers. And I wish it didn't matter, right? I wish we didn't have this system, but it does. And he's raising money.
It's impressive. I would like to see where that money is coming from and how large all of those individual contributions are.
Well, Lewis,
compared to
a
the Hillary
very
campaign.
interesting bit of data. Bernie Sanders has reached, aside from no money, right? No, this is not a monetary figure. This is a donor figure. Bernie Sanders reached 1 million donations faster than any presidential campaign in history, even that of Ron Paul, who was a big cheerleader of how he raises little money from tons of people. Bernie Sanders drastically eclipsing Ron Paul.
Well, that partially answers my question. This is great news. I think Bernie so far has probably been using the money he has raised pretty wisely. He has managed to really increase his name recognition. It seems to be working.
Another interesting note that Hillary Clinton needed to do 60 fundraisers during the third quarter to raise her 28 million, whereas Bernie Sanders raised 25 million, doing only 7 fundraisers, about 1/10 of the fundraisers that Hillary Clinton did. If and when whoever becomes the eventual nominee, at that point, you can't keep the DNC money out and you can't keep the super PAC money out. But this is very, very interesting with regard to what it means about the primary campaign.